Everyone, welcome back to Take the Snap. I'm JJ, and in this episode, we'll be recapping NFL rookie minicamp and discussing expectations for the rookies for the 2025 season. But first, let's talk about the news. Adjustments have been made to the college football playoff format. From now on, the top 4 ranked conference champions no longer get an automatic bye. It is the 4 highest ranked teams regardless of whether they won the conference or not. The 5 highest ranked conference champions will still get an automatic bid, but you cannot get an automatic bye just because you're a top 4 ranked conference champion. I like this change. Boise State and Arizona State should not have gotten byes last year, but they did. So now they're going to change it, so it's just the 4 highest ranked teams. It's not fair that if the only game you lose is your conference championship, then you can't get a bye. That's just not fair. So they changed it, and I like the change. Colts owner Jim Irsay has sadly passed away at the age of 65. He became the team's general manager in 1984 and has been the owner since 1997 and helped them win a trophy. The NFL announced that they are making a new award called the Protector of the Year, and it recognizes the best offensive linemen. I've been waiting for this for a while. This is good, of course, at the NFL award ceremony. They have the MVP, the offensive defensive player of the years, the offensive and defensive rookie of the years, the coach of the year, but the offensive rookie of the year and the MVP and the offensive player of the year never went to offensive linemen. So now we have an award specifically for offensive linemen, and I like this change. I think that we've needed it for a while, and now we have one. The Buffalo Bills are set to be on Hard Knocks Training Camp Edition, and the NFC East is set to be on Hard Knocks in-season edition. I like this. The Bills have been one of the best teams in the league for the last 5 years, and just to watch the journey through training camp, I think would be good. In the NFC East, they had both the Commanders and the Eagles, who were the NFC championship teams last season. The Cowboys should be better, and the Giants should be improving with Jackson Dart. I like this also. I feel like the NFC East was definitely the best division in football in terms of playoff success last season, and I like that we could watch the journey for the 2025-2026 season on Hard Knocks. The Green Bay Packers' proposal to ban the tush push did not pass at the annual spring meeting. The Packers needed 24 votes, and they got 22 votes to ban it. I don't see why they ever considered banning it. I bet that this conversation will come up again next season or in the near future, and they'll vote on it again. But if one team's good at something, don't penalize them for that fact. And I don't think it should have got banned, and I'm happy that the Eagles and all the other teams are still allowed to use it. The NFL owners passed a rule that would allow NFL players to compete in flag football in the 2028 Olympics. It makes sense. I mean, of course, if NFL players play flag football, I don't see a way that any other country is beating America. But why not? I mean, it's in the summer, so it's not like it's really interfering with a lot of off-season activities. It would be a good boost for the league just nationally, for people watching the Olympics. And these are the best American football athletes in the world because they get paid to do it. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't see why they wouldn't be allowed to, but now NFL players are officially allowed to compete in the 2028 Summer Olympics. 49ers have signed linebacker Fred Warner to a 3-year, $63 million extension that includes $56.7 million guaranteed, and in terms of annual salary, he gets $21 million per year. I really like this. I think that Fred Warner is the best linebacker in the league, but the 49ers are paying a lot of people a lot of money. Brock Purdy is getting paid the 7th most in terms of quarterbacks, in terms of annual salary for quarterbacks, with $53 million per year. Christian McCaffrey is ranked second among running backs with his $19 million per year. They're paying Brandon Ayuk the 7th most money in terms of wide receivers with $30 million per year. They're paying George Kittle the most amount of money out of all the tight ends with $19.1 million per year. Trent Williams is getting paid the third most out of all offensive linemen in $27 million a year. They're paying Nick Bosa the fourth most in terms of edge rushers with $34 million per year. And Fred Warner's contract is seventh in terms of all linebackers, and out of inside linebackers, he ranks first. That's a lot of money to a lot of guys who are all very good, but a lot of who are not getting any younger. Fred Warner's a little older. Nick Bosa's on the older side. McCaffrey, Ayuk. I mean, Purdy's still young, but Trent Williams is really old, but I still think he's the best tackler in the league. This is a good move, but the 49ers got to watch the cap space because they're paying a lot of money to a lot of guys who aren't getting any younger. That's it for the news. So the way this is going to work is now we're going to talk about the top headlines from NFL Rookie Minicamp. Then after this, I will discuss who I think will be the top 10 rookies during the 2025-2026 season. Get into it. According to NFL Minicamp evaluator Tony Gabriel, Dylan Gabriel looked overall better than Shedeur Sanders. Dylan Gabriel, he was accurate. He had good pocket presence, and his arm strength was better than expected. Sanders wasn't bad, but Dylan Gabriel just looked better overall. This doesn't shock me. I mean, people acting like Shedeur Sanders is guaranteed the future of the Browns. He was drafted below Gabriel. People are forgetting that. Dylan Gabriel is expected to be the future of this team. Shedeur Sanders does not have the same expectation within the organization that Dylan Gabriel does. I think Flacco will be the day one starter, but this does not shock me at all that Dylan Gabriel looked better than Shedeur Sanders. There's a reason that the Browns took Gabriel before Sanders. His wide receiver, Ted McMillan, spent the start of training camp working with the special teams unit, and then near the ending of minicamp, he was working directly with wide receiver coach Ron Moore. They were working on all the components for just making a catch, and they were working on being consistent and efficient while working on attention to detail. Head coach Dave Canales said he looked smooth, easy to throw to, just like we thought, and just taking him through the individual drills. I think Ted's going to be really good. I do think that the Panthers might have overdrafted him at how early they picked him, but I think he's a great physical wide receiver. He can go up and make those catches, and I think that his work ethic and his heart, he just wants to be there, and I do think that Ted will work out in the NFL and play good next to Xavier Legette and Adam Thielen. Carolina Panthers have been focusing on creating chemistry in the locker room with the new rookies and making them comfortable by doing team activities and drills. And the Panthers' rookie edge rushers Nick Scotton and Princey Umailin are expected to fill the holes left by linebackers Jadeveon Clowney and Kenny Dyson, who will let go in free agency. I really do like both Jadeveon Clowney and Kenny Dyson, who didn't give him his playing time. I think especially Clowney, that was a big loss in free agency after letting him go. But I think that Nick Scotton and Princey Umailin, I think they were two really good draft picks, two value picks where they were picked, and I think that they can step up when the Panthers need them to and be leaders and fill the gaps that were left by other veteran players. Panthers' sixth-round wide receiver Jimmy Horn Jr. has impressed coaches and analysts alike with his speed and playmaking ability. He showed his ability to make deep ball catches and be a deep ball threat, and that he can just make the big plays. And the coaches were also very impressed with his mindset and his attitude. I said it during my draft recap. I think Jimmy Horn in the sixth was really good value. I really like Jimmy Horn as a player. I think that he could get some playing time. I mean, the Panthers have Thielen, Legette, and, of course, the rookie Ted. But I think he could get some decent playing time also. And he's shown that he can have the ability to make the big play when the Panthers might need him to. And this doesn't shock me at all that he was impressing coaches and analysts, because I think he's really good. Giants QB Jackson Dart showed great leadership in the Giants facility. He's been looking to get familiar with and get to know all of his teammates, but especially with the running backs and wide receivers. He's been working through the route combinations with his teammates, and he has adapted to the playbook very well. I think Dart won't start week 1, but I think that eventually he'll get to start by like mid-season. I think that Russell Wilson will start. I think Jameis will be QB2, so I don't think he'll start this season as QB3, but by mid-season he'll be in. That people were saying pre-draft that he has great leadership in the locker room, is really good, and he's starting to show that to the Giants during rookie minicamp. First tight end Colston Loveland was limited during rookie minicamp due to an ongoing shoulder injury that made him miss part of his senior season at Michigan. I hope this isn't a lingering problem going into their season. This could ultimately hurt the Bears. They have Cole Kmet, so it's not like they don't have anybody that can play tight end for them, but this could possibly be a problem going into the future. Saints QB Tyler Shough is expected to be the week 1 starter. He has lost a lot of experience, and that's why the Saints drafted him with the 40th pick. But there is some concern that his injury history could come back up and be a problem. I mean, you can see in his playing style, he is scared to get hit. He's had some terrible, horrific injuries in college, but he's still playing, but he will not take sacks. He would rather just throw the ball in the triple coverage than take a sack at this point. You could tell that he's scared to get injured by the way he plays, and there's some fear that he could suffer another injury, and that this could be a problem with his injury history. Bills' 5th-round rookie tight end Jackson Hayes stood out due to his grip strength and his ability to hold on to passes. He is a very reliable receiver who has been working on his blocking throughout minicamp and throughout the offseason. The Bills hope that they will be able to use him in the short passing games and open up lanes as a blocker, and also use him in the intermediate passing game. The Bills, they have 2 tight ends already that can play. They have Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox. Can we see the Bills consistently play 3 tight ends? I don't think so, but we'll see if Jackson Hayes gets on the field. Steelers' 3rd-round running back Caleb Johnson is working specifically on improving his pass protection during offseason training. This is good. I think that Caleb Johnson will see the field because the Steelers like to have a split backfield. They did it with Najee and Jalen Warren. But with Najee Harris now on the Chargers, I bet Caleb Johnson will step into that Najee Harris role and split the backfield with Jalen Warren. Tight end Mason Taylor showed off his versatility during minicamp. He showed his explosiveness, his consistent hands, and his ability to just do it all as a tight end. I really like Mason Taylor. I feel like he could be a late first-round pick, early second. He ended up going to the Jets later in the draft, but I feel like the Jets only have like Tyler Conklin, so I feel like he could get some playing time, and I feel like he could really just like be a jack of all trades. He can block, he can catch, he can run block, open up lanes. I feel like he's just a very well-rounded tight end. Broncos running back O.J. Harvey showed off his elusiveness by juking out cornerback John DeBaron. After he was asked about it, he said, "I want to make an immediate impact in this league. I want to be like those guys, Darren Sproles. He went crazy with the Saints, Alvin Kamara too. I just want to be better than those guys." I feel like he can definitely get playing time. The Broncos don't have that much at running back, and he is the definition of an elusive back. He has that speed and he has that cut ability, the ability to drink people out. He's just your typical elusive back, and I think he could be really good for the Broncos. Jets offensive tackle Armand Mimbo showed off his quick feet and his athleticism and his ability to just move around during rookie minicamp, and he appears to be everything that the Jets were hoping for when they drafted him. This is really good news. It doesn't look like there's any immediate issues with Mimbo. I mean, Justin Fields is going to need protectors, and hoping that he can do that. Rookie quarterbacks Adrian Martinez and Brady Cook are working on getting adjusted to the Jets' offensive system. Head coach Aaron Glenn said, I'm happy with all these quarterbacks we have in this program right now, and I know they're going to push each other to get better." I don't think Brady Cook or Adrian Martinez are seeing the field anytime soon. Of course, the Jets have Fields, and they also have Tyrod Taylor. But, if they can, just get to know the system, get to know the playbook, and just adjust, maybe we can see in a couple of years if they're taking snaps. Jets undrafted free agent running back Donovan Edwards got more touches than any other running back at Jets minicamp. He was given the majority of the workload and looked very smooth during drills. I find this very interesting. Can Donovan Edwards crack the final roster? We'll have to see. I mean, the Jets, they have Breece Hall already. They have said that they're willing to use more running backs. They're planning on doing a three-headed approach. So if Donovan Edwards makes the final roster, I think he could get some playing time. That's it for the rookie minicamp headlines. It's time for rank 'em. So now we'll be predicting who will be the 10 best rookies during the 2025-2026 season. Before we start, just some honorable mentions that barely missed the list. Panthers edge rusher Prince Umar-Elan. I think he'll be really good next season. Panthers wide receiver Terrell McMillan. I think Ted McMillan. I think he could be electric next season. And also Jets offensive tackle Armand Membu. I think that he will be a good protector of Justin Fields. Now let's get into the top 10. At number 10, I have Cowboys cornerback Shavon Revell Jr. He fell to the third round because of an injury he had at his last season in East Carolina. But I think that he's going to be so good next season. He's the cornerback 3, but I think that will change by the end of the season. I just really think he can be out of mind. I think that was one of the biggest steals of the draft, getting him at the 3rd. And I think Shavon Revell Jr. will be one of the best rookies next season. At number 9, I have Panthers edge rusher Nick Squinton. I thought when the Panthers drafted him in the 2nd, that was a big steal. I just feel like he can be a dominant edge rusher off the end. And I feel like he'll really anchor that defensive line. And I think that Nick Squinton will be in the Defensive Rookie of the Year race next season. At number 8, I have Browns defensive tackle Mason Graham. Of course, the Browns took him with the 5th pick. I think he can actually be really good. He had another good defensive tackle playing behind him, and he still was dominant. I think people are sleeping on him a lot, and I do think that he might come away with Defensive Rookie of the Year, if not Abdul Qadir or Will Johnson, who we'll talk about later. With number 7, I have Titans quarterback Cam Ward. Ward was definitely the best QB in this class. I think that he's going to start immediately. I think he's the only rookie quarterback who's going to get the start out of the gates. I think that he has the accuracy, he has the calmness. I think he just has the mindset to be a franchise quarterback in this league. At number 6, I have Cardinals cornerback Will Johnson. I think Will Johnson falling to the 2nd round was mind-boggling. I had him as one of the elite players in this draft class. I think he is the best cornerback in this draft class outside of Travis Hunter. I think that the Cardinals don't have that many good cornerbacks, so he'll get playing time early, and I think he'll dominate and strap down receivers. At number 5, I have Colts tight end Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren going after Colston Loveland, that just shouldn't have happened at all. The Colts don't have any tight ends at all. Mo Alley Cox and Jelani Woods. So yeah, he's gonna start right out of the gates and dominate right out of the gates. At number 4, I have Patriots offensive tackle Will Campbell. Will Campbell, he was definitely the best offensive lineman in this draft. I don't think it was even close. People are saying he has short arms. Yeah, whatever, nobody cares. He can protect the quarterback. That's all that matters at the end of the day. He definitely has the mindset. He is a guy who will be first to the building, last out. And I think that he's going to be one of the best rookies this season. At number 3, I have Giants edge rusher Abdul Qadir. Abdul Qadir is probably going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. The Giants took him at 3 for a reason. Out of Penn State, probably the most dominant edge rusher we've seen in a while. I don't know what you want me to say, man. The Giants might not be good at all this year. The defensive line is stacked. They have Brian Burns, Thibodeau, him. The Giants' defensive line might be top 5, but the rest of the team's going to probably finish at the bottom of the league. At number 2, I have the Raiders running back Ashton Jeanty. Jeanty's a generational running back prospect. The Raiders have nobody besides Raheem Mostert that he needs to battle off. I think he can do that. I think Jeanty will maybe win Offensive Rookie of the Year depending on how the Jaguars use Travis Hunter. Speaking of him, he is my number 1 player. Travis Hunter is an anomaly, man. He can play on both sides of the ball, and I think he should play on both sides of the ball. I think he could be a wide receiver mainly, and then come in on packages as cornerback. Because there are plenty of packages, dime, nickel, where you need 4 or 5 defensive backs on the field, maybe even more, and he can come in on those. I think he has the best ball skills that we've seen out of a player, maybe even ever. The most unique player possibly in the history of the league. He's going out 1. That's it for today. Thanks for listening to Take the Snap.